Hello, my name is Sophia Shetty, and today I'm here to talk to you about bacteriophages, a possible therapy for COVID-19. Before I start the presentation, please take a look at this slide. It has some important concepts that are necessary in order to understand the presentation. If you look on your left, you'll see a pair of lungs. The long tube leading into your lungs is called your trachea. It brings air in and out of your lungs. The border around your lungs is called your epithelial wall. Your epithelial wall contains billions of epithelial cells. The epithelial cells have an ACE2 receptor on their membrane. The membrane separates the cell from the outside world. Your spleen is located approximately below your belly button. And your intestines are an organ that help you digest food. They contain bacteria that help you process that food. And if you don't understand some of these concepts, that's completely fine. They'll be explained further into the presentation. COVID-19, also known as Severe Acute Respiratory Syndrome-Related Coronavirus 2, or SARS-CoV-2, is a disease that affects your epithelial wall. Your epithelial wall is a wall that lines your organs and protects them from dangerous bacteria. Without this wall, we would all easily perish due to bacterial infections. Before we can find a solution, we have to understand the problem. So, what does COVID-19 do to the body? Before you can get infected, the virus has to get into your body. This usually occurs when a person touches an infected surface and then touches their eyes, nose, or mouth. Now the virus makes its way down your trachea, its destination being the lungs or spleen. This is because many organs are located in these areas. Now, the virus encounters your epithelial wall. It attaches one of its spike proteins to the ACE2 receptor on the cell membrane, inserting its genetic material. The cell executes the new instructions conveyed by the genetic material. It now creates more copies of the virus, and when the cell is full of viruses, it kills itself. This releases dozens of new corona particles, ready to attack more cells. Now your immune system comes to kill the virus. When your immune system arrives to fight the virus, corona infects some of them too. This confuses the immune system and causes even more damage. For instance, neutrophils, one of the first cells to arrive at the battlefield, are supposed to kill infected cells. When corona infects them, they start ordering healthy cells to kill themselves as well, further destroying the epithelial wall. But what about the severe cases that lead to death? Well, since corona has done a great job at killing your epithelial wall, your lungs are very susceptible to becoming infected with dangerous bacteria. So, your lungs get infected and your body becomes overwhelmed. Since your immune system has been fighting corona for weeks, its fighting capacity has gone down. So, your immune system can't fight off the infection. This causes your body to get overrun, and this almost certainly leads to death. But there is a very interesting solution, and they're the deadliest being on Earth. And they are bacteriophages. What are bacteriophages? Bacteriophages are viruses that kill bacteria. They're the deadliest being on Earth, killing trillions of bacteria every single day. They're responsible for 40% of the deaths of oceanic bacteria. They specialize too. They pick a specific kind of bacteria to kill. They start by finding that species of bacteria. Then they attach to the bacteria's membrane, inserting their genetic material. Now, the bacteria is forced to manufacture new phages. And when the bacteria is full of phages, the phages release an enzyme called endolysin. And this enzyme is so strong that it rips a hole in the bacteria. Pretty brutal way to die. So, why should we care about this killer? Well, since phages kill a certain type of bacteria, we can insert phages directly into the chest cavity. And since phages specialize, they won't kill the good bacteria in our intestines. This makes it a good alternative to antibiotics. This could also kill superbugs. Superbugs are bacteria that are immune to antibiotics. Okay, I know what you're thinking. Why aren't we killing the virus? Well, bacteria is the cause of death, not corona. Bacteria causes severe cases. A virus can only attack cells in order to reproduce, and bacteria are way more complex than viruses. So it doesn't make any sense for corona to cause these severe symptoms. COVID-19 itself is not very dangerous. The most it can do is destroy your epithelial wall, which is still bad, but it's bad because the bacteria can come into your organs and infect them. And we already have antibody transfers to try and aid the immune system. But if we wipe out the high population of bacteria in the body that's overrunning the body, we would be able to kill off corona just by using our immune system. Also, it's important to note that sometimes corona attacks lung cells as well, but this is very rare, and most of the time it's the dangerous bacteria coming into your organs and infecting them. You might be wondering, what's the difference between viruses and bacteria? Let's start with bacteria. Bacteria is more complex. It can be dormant and reproduce on their own. They can also live in many environments, and less than 1% of bacteria cause disease in humans. What about a virus? Well, viruses are much smaller than bacteria. Most viruses cause disease in humans, and viruses need a host to reproduce. So, as you can see, bacteria is much more dangerous than a virus. So overall, bacteriophages seem very promising to the medical industry, and the FDA has even given clearance for bacteriophage experiments. This could also be a solution for superbugs, and could reduce the amount of COVID-related deaths. Anyway, thank you so much for listening to my presentation. I hope you enjoyed it. And these are my resources. And if you have any questions, make sure to email them to me at sophiashetty.99@gmail.com. Thank you. Bye.